Chipper dives, makes the play, recovers, throws. Freeman digs it out. That ball is walloped. That ball is deep.
There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron.
Left side, Swanson to first. The Braves are world champions.
What is up, guys? Chops and Chains. We're back for another episode. First time in way too long. I just checked it out. Yeah, first time, long time. Just checked it out. August 2nd was our last episode. That was our trade deadline recap. At that point, the Braves were the best team in baseball. The Mets sucked, and we're getting rid of everybody. And yeah, it's still the same. Season just
nothing's changed.
Yes, season ended yesterday. Nothing changed. Braves finished with the best record in baseball. Mets suck.
Praise God.
Yeah, that's all. That's all we need to talk about. That's the end of the episode.
All things are right in the world.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
They fired Buck Showalter.
Yeah, they did just get rid of Buck Showalter as well. So that's a bad thing if you're a Braves fan. You would want him to keep coaching.
And Trevor Bauer was innocent.
Yeah, apparently. Tough. It was tough to kind of get these episodes out. You know, as we know, Kyle had a kid. So
August 3rd.
Yeah,
the next
day
day.
after the episode release. So that was definitely a factor, and also football coming around, school being around for Chance.
We started August 3rd.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. And as we know, football reigns supreme for the Dirty Boot Sports podcast. And
That's right.
I know we were in the heat of our divisional previews and stuff like that at the time. So those kind of took over. Fantasy Football Podcast hopped on. But yeah, we're back with this. Playoff baseball begins tomorrow, October 3rd, 2 months after last episode. So yeah, we're going to get back on this and kind of get you a little bit of a recap of this Braves season that we just watched magically come to regular season. Just magically come to an end because the postseason hasn't started yet for us, and hopefully it ends magically.
Something extremely weird that I'm gonna have to get used to during this postseason run is baseball games being on ABC.
Oh,
yeah, that's weird.
I saw that on a graphic today, and I flinched.
Does ABC and ESPN have it all?
ESPN owns baseball, except for the World Series.
Oh, let's say so. Fox is still the World Series, right?
Fox gets the World Series still, yeah.
But that's not Joe Buck anymore. So is Joe Buck going to call in the NLCS? That's
what I'm curious about.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
I love Joe Buck in baseball. I mean, he has that good fall time voice. What a throw.
I like him
brings
better
up good
in baseball.
memories.
What'd you say?
Brings
like
up good
better.
memories.
He's saying good memories, and I was just saying I like him better in baseball. So
Yeah. He's an all right football guy, but yeah, baseball it just hits right. But yeah, let's get into this. We all want to start. What was our final record?
104 and 58.
104, okay. 104 and 58. We did not get 60 losses, but we did.
Not bad.
We had more losses than Matt Olson had homers. Barely beat him out there.
That's sad.
Yeah, so Olson only finished with what, 54 homers?
54.
Yeah, but hey, Acuna had more stolen bases than we had losses.
He had that locked up in July.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just roll through some of these numbers real quick. Obviously, unless you've been living under a rock, Ronald Acuna, 41 homers, 73 stolen bases,
Incredible.
106 RBIs, 8.1 WAR, over 1,000 OPS, 337 batting average. Did end up striking out 11 more times than he walked, which is just way too many. CJ's making an appearance. He heard Acuna and he came running.
Yeah.
It's all
CJ,
good.
come back.
What up, CJ? Yeah, he's mobile now, man. Good luck.
Mobile, agile, hostile.
Oh, my bad. I read that stat wrong. I was looking at stolen bases. I forget his stolen bases numbers are so freaking high. They look like his walks. He had 80
Nah.
walks, 84 strikeouts. So only 4 more strikeouts than walks. Still just way too many.
That's incredible when you can hit a ball 121 miles an hour off your bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you lead the MLB in like total bases, just freaking, he led the MLB in every freaking stat. Austin Riley, Chance, you were talking about him, kind of an underrated season.
Dude, nobody's talking about him like and how great of a year he actually had. How many home runs did he end up having? 37 or
37.
37 and 97 RBIs. Batting
Like,
281, 860 OPS, 5.9 WAR. I mean,
You talk about Austin Riley hitting 280. That kind of just shocks me to begin with, anyways.
yeah, and
And
three
then-
triples. Big speed guy.
Show you.
I mean, he puts up
And
that
that's with
stat line
37
consistently.
bombs.
Consistently for 10 years, he's in the Hall. So
Yeah. He and for when was it? Probably June. Whenever we did a podcast, and it was kind of like, what's wrong with Austin Riley? Like everybody else is clicking. Austin's like, I think we moved Austin down to like 5 in the lineup. Like,
yeah,
there was definitely concerns at the time of when he's going to get going, and yeah, he got going and played like the best third baseman in baseball.
he's streaky, and his defense is that way too. Like,
Yeah, but I
he'll-
think this is one of his best defensive seasons he's had.
for sure, that time with Wash is helping out for sure.
Oh, of course. And it's going back to that Cubs series at the end of the year. You could see the preparation that we have with guys like Wash compared to the Cubs. Just like the simple things of
Oh, that was atrocious.
like the Cubs didn't know how to play the ball off of the wall in right field. When I vividly remember in the 2021 World Series, Wash going out and practicing with the guys.
Eric Young.
Oh, Eric
That
Young.
was Eric Young.
Throwing
Yeah.
the balls off the wall in Houston to make sure they knew the right bounce. And I mean, Eddie Rosario made a throw to second base that was
Yep.
a huge play in the series. And just like little preparation like that, but by our coaching staff is so impressive. But yeah, then on the other side of the diamond, Matt Olson, who had 54
and
homers and
any
139
other year-
RBIs.
Any other year, he wins the MVP.
And
Yeah.
this year he might not be top 3.
That is correct.
Wow.
It's insane. He was, and he batted 283. Like for the guy that we were expecting to bat 250 and hit 40 homers and be a 3 outcome guy, hit a homer, strike out, get walked. Like that was it.
I mean, people were complaining at the beginning of the season because he was like, quote unquote, like on pace to break the strikeout record.
Yeah.
I don't even think
Yeah.
he finished in the top 10 in strikeouts.
He did clean it up a lot. Yeah, he only ended up with 167. I mean, which is a lot, but
Less than Austin, which is kind of
Yeah.
shocking.
He hit like over 300 after the All-Star break. I saw somewhere.
Yeah,
Like, that's
it was-
insane.
It was a great season for Matt. Only 27 doubles. Kind of down. Last year he was the king of doubles. But this
Yeah, well,
year,
I'll take 50-something home runs.
yeah, this year he just put those doubles over the fence, which is he was incredible. Played all 162 games.
Yeah.
OPS slightly under 1,000 at 993, 600 slugging, which is absurd to look at. He was incredible all year. Big things out of him and good defense on the other side as well of Riley. And just being able to have those consistent presences like him, Acuna, Riley, Ozzy, Money Mike for whenever he was not banged up at the beginning of the year, Arcia. Like we were able to roll out a consistent 9 pretty much every day, and you knew how the lineup was going to look. And that was I think that was such a big part of what made us so good this year.
Like I was looking at the somebody tweeted out the list of everybody who had a home run for us the other day, and I think we only had 13 different dudes hit a home run, and that's really, really impressive since we hit 307 to begin with, But it's the fact that there was only 4 reserves, 3 reserves if you don't count the second catcher playing, that hit a home run. I thought that was a little telling of what kind of season and what kind of preparation we have at at our position
14, 14 players, 2 of them being guys that hit 1. Forrest Wall, Nicky Lopez, and then Sam Hilliard only had 3, and then everybody else was 9 or higher. Pilar being 9.
We had 10 guys in double-digit home runs for the year, and one
Almost
dude had 9.
11.
Wasn't that a record, Tim?
Yes.
And then we had 3 guys hit 40, thanks to Marcel hitting 2 yesterday. We had 4 guys hit 30. The top 4 in our lineup all hit 30.
We had 4 hit 35.
My bad. We had 5 hit 30. The top 5 of our lineup.
We got to talk about Marcel for a minute too.
The Big Bear.
Woo!
If y'all remember right, I'd had enough of him at the start of the season. I was done with him.
Yeah, we take it back.
He's not going to return to form. And Clay was like, "No, man, you got to have faith, man. He's going to come back like a COVID year."
I was the only person that loved that man still coming into this year.
The only
one. Even I started doubting him.
I mean, he's so set up for the Braves.
After he went 5 for 59. Yeah,
he was
pretty bad.
It
was pretty bad. And then the man, I think after May. No, it was either after April or after mid-May, something like that. He batted almost 300 for the whole for the rest of the year, which is just freaking awesome.
He got his mojo back.
Batted 274 on the season, 346 on base, 905 OPS, 40 freaking homers, 100 RBIs. I mean, it was shocking. It was really shocking how he did this. Even from a believer in him, I did not expect this.
No. But hey, we'll take it.
Yeah, I played 144 games as well at the DH position. Luckily, we never saw him field a ball this year. That was something we were expecting to happen at
Amen, hallelujah.
Some sort, but
we can thank Kevin Pillar for that.
Yeah, Kevin Pillar was great. We'll get to him a little bit later.
Talk about, freaking Pillar.
We got more people to get to before we get to him. Let's talk about Ozzie, who always flies under the radar, not only for the Braves, but for the MLB. One of the most underrated players in the game, who, I mean, he's on pace to be the most
Hall of Famer.
The most homers ever by a second baseman. He's going to hit that record if he does stay healthy. And I mean, this year we saw him probably be the healthiest he's ever been, right?
So we did where Kyle was wrong, but where Kyle was right is Ozzie's going to have 30 home runs, and hopefully where Clay was right is that if Ozzie has 30 home runs, we win the ship. So we'll see.
Yeah, and you won't find many bigger Ozzie believers than me, but I was a little down on him coming into the year. I believe when we made our starting 9, I didn't have him there.
Hey, 15 carries for Walker.
Oh, there you go. Whenever we made our starting 9s at the beginning of the year, or top 9s, whatever, I didn't have him there because I think I went with guys like Murphy. I think I went with Iglesias, Minter, just some of those guys over him. But man, was Ozzie freaking awesome. And to be able to put Ozzie in that 2 hole where that was kind of
that's the dream spot for him.
Yeah,
being a switch hitter.
Being a switch hitter, but he could never really get into it. And this year was the first time we actually saw him perform in that role.
Because we didn't have an option.
Pop. He gives you so much pop in that 2 hole too.
And the speed and just being behind his best friend, and then you can still let Matt be the cleanup hitter that he needs to be,
which he belongs.
Yeah, he is a cleanup hitter. I mean, we saw it all freaking year. There are so many times where Ronnie gets on base, Ozzie moves him over. If Riley doesn't hit him in, then Olsen comes through the clutch and hits him in the first inning, and boom, we're up 1-0. Or Olsen hit it over the wall and we're up 2-0. Or all 4 of them got on base and we're up 4-0. But it was really nice to see Ozzie make that batting spot finally click, because that has been one I guess bad thing about the Braves is trying to figure out the perfect order, but I think we finally got it. And it also helps having Marcel be Marcel, him come back to that spot and be able to hit in the 5
and give protection to Matt.
Yeah. It wasn't just and also that allowed Murphy, whenever he started to slump, to move down the order, and you didn't really have a big drop off after the top 4.
Yeah, it's looking like they're going to keep him down there too, and
I think they should.
I'm thinking Mike might be hitting 6th.
Yeah, I mean that. And what do we know about Snit? He loves the rotation of righty lefty.
Yep.
So that'll go. I mean, Acuna righty, Ozzie switch, Riley at 3 as a righty, Olsen at 4 as a lefty, Ozuna at 5 as a righty, Mike at 6 as a lefty. But if Eddie's playing, Eddie will go 7. I mean, we'll go 6, I think.
Just from experience.
I think Eddie would go 6, and then I think Murphy would go 7 as a righty, and then you go
at
Mike
that
at
point,
8 as a lefty. You go Mike
they'll put Mike 9. Yep.
Maybe.
He's so comfortable there as it is.
I just like him there too, man. It's like having an extra leadoff batter.
Yeah.
I mean,
for the playoffs, you might want him there.
You got to have somebody setting the table for Ronnie. You know, what better guy to do that than crap and do they end up hitting like 290?
Yeah. Mike, who we can get into him right now.
Had just as bad as a start.
Probably next on the pecking order in terms of significance to the Braves this year. Was off to a just. I mean, it was almost to the point where we were thinking just send him down, like send him to AAA, tell him to work it out. But he also is getting paid what, like $9
$7 million contract. Yeah,
I mean, he went through the sophomore slump, though. I mean, we kind of knew this was going to happen.
Everybody does it.
Yeah, luckily his sophomore slump was 2 months.
That's right.
Instead
He's
of
a quick learner.
Yeah. His slump was literally April, May, and maybe a little bit of June, and then he came out on freaking fire. And I don't know what he hit down the stretch, like 320, I think. It was something crazy to the point where he did raise his average to 293 on the year, which is awesome. 800 OPS, 3.4 WAR player, 20 stolen bases. 25 walks to 100 strikeouts, still room for improvement there, but I'm sure it was up from last year. 57 RBIs, 18 homers. He really got onto those at the end of the year. He was great. 138 games played, so there's still room for improvement there. And he'll get healthier as his career goes on, hopefully.
Dude, how old is he? Like 23, maybe?
I don't think he's that.
22.
22, yeah.
Yep.
He'll turn 23 in March, which I'm older than him. Which is awesome to say.
Love that kid,
and I love him. Yeah, he's like behind Acuna and Ozzie, and I don't think I can even order those two. Then it's probably
Kyle. We went to that card show in Nashville.
Dude.
There was so much Michael Harris crap there. Like, it was insane. It's like everybody has picked him out to be the next guy, like the next big deal.
Yeah.
As far as like autographs and memorabilia. Danny Dimes has been sacked 10 times tonight. Good Lord.
Yeah, pretty much everywhere you went, there was say there was 40 framed pictures and autographs.
Like
5 of those were Money Mike. It was
more. He had the second most out of the Braves.
I think he had more than Acuna.
He might have.
I saw more stuff of him than Acuna. Now, obviously,
Ronnie's was more.
Ronnie's was higher priced, but
obviously, he's about to be
MVP. Did y'all pick up anything there?
Dude, I didn't have $500 to spare.
I got a Braves replica ring that was like freaking shiny, and it opens, and it has like the actual opening that the players have.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
It's tight.
The location of all the home runs.
Yes.
And the pearl.
We are those.
Oh, I got to see that.
Jock. Yeah.
I spent enough money just to hug Chipper Jones. That was all I was able to buy.
Yeah.
That's all good though, man.
Let's keep moving on. Money Mike. Yeah. And also got to mention his defense, which he didn't make like the most spectacular catches this year like he did for half a year last year, but it was just consistent, good defense. Like, you're not going to get mistakes out of him. He did have a robbery here and there, but most of all, it was just, I guess, protection to Ronnie.
He was what we
Ronnie
needed him to be.
Yeah, he's exactly that. And it doesn't cause Ronnie to like have to overdo himself or anything like that. And Mike makes freaking plays. Mike's a good baseball player. Mike's the type of guy that could sneakily be an MVP candidate in the next 5 years. Like, yeah.
Yep.
And you could say that about probably about 6 people in the Braves lineup, which is crazy to say. But I mean, between Ronnie, maybe not Ozzie, Ronnie, Olson, Riley, Mike, and Murphy all could be MVP type players.
Yeah. And
then you got to factor in Strider and Max, who both have the stuff if they can stay healthy over a year to be that kind of guy too.
Young, yeah.
Yeah. Who's next on the list? Let's talk about Murphy. So with Sean Murphy, who was incredible at the beginning of the year, but then he did kind of come back down to earth. As I saw some people on Twitter talking about playing a full season in Atlanta at catcher probably does wear on your body. And yeah, I mean, that's something he did. He's not one of those guys that wants to take days off. We tried to give TDA as much time as he could, but Murphy wants to play. You can't blame him for that. He ended up playing 108 games. So that's what, like 52 days off, something like that. Chance has the Golden Gate Bridge on his background.
I just learned how to do something by accident there because my camera disappeared.
Representing Oakland over there for Murphy.
Yeah. Oh, hey.
I was thinking
it's across the bay. So
I was thinking like Full House or something. Step by.
Yeah.
Was it Full House?
Yes. I think something that people haven't spoke about either is the fact that he had to play meaningful baseball for an entire season for the first time in his career.
Versus playing in Oakland.
Yeah, like
he made the playoffs in Oakland once.
Sure. Like he never had to play serious baseball in August.
Yeah. And as you said the other day, Chance, you almost feel like he's being under hyped, and he's going to have that moment in the playoffs. And I totally agree with that.
He's going to have a moment.
I totally agree with that.
He's going to do something that we're going to talk about, I think.
Now, Chance is Honey Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah, because I hate to be like this, but I don't want Travis d'Arnaud to swing a bat in the postseason.
Really?
And I dang sure don't want him to catch a ball from a pitcher.
Yeah, you want that pop time behind the plate.
Yeah, I mean, Murphy's still an elite defensive player, and as much as we're talking about Murphy's bad season, 3.9 WAR, so he's still pretty freaking good.
I have no desire to see Travis and try and throw somebody out at second.
It's
nauseating.
I would like to see him come in a pitch hit and in a clutch situation.
Who do you pinch hit him for is the question.
Eddie.
But Pilar,
Eddie, you take
hit
the
Travis
experience,
and then you let Pilar go field.
Yes, but then the second you do that,
someone
then you
got
to question yourself. Yes, if you're going to use Travis as a pinch hitter, we'll find out all of this Saturday morning whenever they announce the roster.
If you use Travis as a pinch hitter, you
have to have a third catcher.
You run into the what if Murphy gets hurt problem.
Got to have 3 catchers. And
then you bring in the defensive versatility of Ronnie, and he makes his claim as a catcher to factor Mookie's.
That might win him. That might win the MVP for him.
Since he's not a versatile defender, so he needs to learn how to play catcher.
We got to talk about pitching.
What'd you say?
We got to talk about pitching.
Yeah. Let's finish off the batters real quick before we get into pitching. You got Eddie Rosario, who didn't have an incredible season, but still a really good player.
I think overachieved
25 bombs.
21,
I think he overachieved.
Yeah, 21 homers, 74 RBIs. Wasn't great.
Not bad for your 7-hole.
Yeah, 255 average, 755 OPS, 1.1 WAR. I think his defense was a concern at points, but I'd say over the past 2 months, that wasn't really a problem. Like he never really had those miscues. I think back in about July there was some concerns. Like I know people
He just
wanted
to play
move.
more consistently.
Yeah, but I mean he played 142 games, which is good to see from him. And he's had injury concerns in the past. I think Eddie had a good season.
This season made the contract he received look better.
Yes,
without a doubt. As did Marcel. Like,
God, I'm so worried about Marcel.
Oh my gosh, dude! Like, we still might move on from just because.
Nah,
it feels like luck.
He's too much loved.
He's way too loved in the.
Just don't take his mojo.
Just hire him as a special assistant or something.
Then at shortstop, Orlando Arcia, who took over the spot of Dansby Swanson. Felt like an impossible role to fill, especially for the price point that Orlando was at compared to Dansby. Orlando played 139 games, 1.6 WAR, 264 average, 17 homers, 65 RBIs, mostly out of the 8-hole. Couple games at the 9-hole, couple at the 7. He moved around a little bit at the bottom, but I mean, also a loved guy. Played great defense. I mean, he's everything you could ask for a guy that has a 3-year, $6 million contract, something like that.
Either 6 or 8.
Yeah, under $3 million a year, which is crazy for a guy that performed the way that he did. He didn't really have the all-star type of second half that he did in the first half, but it's not to take away from his first half, and that all-star appearance was well warranted.
Got to remember
good
also
baseball.
with him,
what'd you say?
He ain't played a full season regularly in forever.
Yeah,
you know, like
past 2 or 3 years has been on the bench for us.
Yeah, and you could see that they try to get him some breaks down the stretch, and
yeah,
I'm glad they did that. So,
and that was one of our only deadline deals was for Nicky Lopez, who came in and gave some good reps behind Orlando. And kind of just made it a little bit easier for him down the stretch. And then looking at our bench, Travis d'Arnaud didn't have a great year. Ended up batting .225, which feels really low compared to it didn't feel like he batted that bad.
He did.
Homers.
He was bad after the All-Star break.
Yeah, I was thinking he was fine before, but 11 homers, 39 RBIs. I think he had an okay season. I mean, he did go back to a backup catcher, but maybe that was a factor in him. This is his first time. It's his first time being a backup ever since he's been to Atlanta. Since he's been in Atlanta, he's been our guy. He's been our Sean Murphy, and then Sean Murphy comes and takes over, and that was probably a factor for him. But he's still loved. Great clubhouse guy. I mean, I know we've talked about it before. We feel that he's going to be a forever Brave type of guy, be around the organization in the future. And he also
without a doubt,
he got a 1-year deal, right? Don't he have another year added to next year?
Yeah, he got an extension.
That's what I thought.
I believe.
Kevin Pillar played 81 games for us. A lot of those were just defensive substitutions, but ended up hitting 9 homers, 32 RBIs, some clutch hitting. Good end of game defense for Eddie at times. Batted .228. Didn't really expect much from that there. 664 OPS. I mean, he was a fine player. He got what you expected from him. Come in and get a hit here and there. And I mean, I know one game he gave us the lead in the top of the 10th. I think that was in Philadelphia. Right before we clinched the division in September.
Yeah, he looked like just an absolute genius move by Anthopoulos all year long.
Yeah, he's just that savvy
last
vet
guy,
kind of guy.
Yeah, like we said before the season even started, that Anthopoulos loves to have in a locker room.
Yeah,
and it paid off yet again, like it always does. It feels like,
Yeah. Absolutely. And then looking at the rest, Nicky Lopez, who will make the roster, came through and good defensive versatility. I think he played first base for Matt after we pulled him yesterday. Very good speed guy. Actually came through with some timely hits for us as well. Ended up batting 277 in how many at bats? 13 at bats. No, my bad. 65 at bats. As a Brave, which is pretty good.
It's not a bad sample size. Yeah.
No, it's not at all. And a lot of that was factored by the wild first 2 games he had, where he went 4 and 10 RBIs.
I think it's the Mets too.
Yeah. But Nicky Lopez, good clubhouse guy as well, who came in and he had been kind of an everyday player or more often player in Kansas City, but he came in and knew, I'm not going to play, but I'm here to give guys rest. I'm here to be a good clubhouse guy and hopefully
on the best team in baseball.
Yeah, hopefully get a freaking ring. He seems like the kind of guy that honestly might stay around in the future. Seems pretty liked and
especially now that Adrianza has elected free agency. So
yeah. Who else do
good
we
luck
have?
getting picked up right now, bud.
Forrest Wall. Do we think he makes the playoff team possibly because of his speed?
He'll be our Terrence Gore this year.
Yeah, and he came in and he could play a little defense too out in the outfield. That's pretty much it. And then maybe Chadrick Tromp, who we might have to mention. If there is a third catcher, it will be him. I mean, nothing much there. Hopefully, we never see him play in the playoffs, but
that would be ideal.
Yeah, if there is a guy, it will be him. And let's talk about our pitching real quick. Something that on the way home from Tennessee, me and Chance were talking about. Now I was there so we had Strider, Morton, and Elder pretty much all never miss a start after the first opening weekend of baseball.
Yeah.
So I think Elder came in either 6 or 7 games in to the season.
It was early.
Actually, April 5th was his first start when he went 2 hit innings. I mean, 2 hits in 6 innings. His first start of the year. But yeah, since then, so since April 5th, 3 out of every 5 games that the Braves played, you expected Spencer Strider, Bryce Elder, Charlie Morton, and you got it until the last week and a half of the season when we had already clinched the division. When Elder kind of got pushed back a little bit, and Morton had a little bit of an injury with his finger. But 32 starts for Strider, 31 for Elder, 30 for Morton, finishing with a 3.86 ERA for Strider, 3.81 for Elder, and 3.64 for Uncle Charlie, the 40-year-old.
Uncle Charlie just showed up and played.
They're such huge parts to to helping the Braves be what they were this year. And then if you look at the innings pitched, kind of funny, you don't see Max Fried next or anybody. You see Michael Tonkin. He's our fourth innings pitch leader, which is hilarious.
Hey man, it's a very important role for a 162 game season, and he did it well.
Hey, and in that, he had a 4.28 ERA.
There you go.
Crazy, but yeah, getting Strider, Elder, Morton for any team to get 3 average to above average pitchers at the least for those 3 guys to get 3 of them all season out of your 5-man rotation is almost unheard of. And it's definitely a big factor in why the Braves were what they were this year. And it's kind of crazy because, you think to last year, Max Fried was second in the Cy Young. Kyle Wright won the most games in baseball. And coming into this year, we all felt like Max was going to be Max. Kyle Wright was going to take another step and continue to grow upon what he learned last year. Strider was still going to be him. Morton, we felt was going to take some type of step back, but he took a freaking step up.
Yeah.
And yeah, getting 14 starts out of Max Fried this year, and we won 104 games.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Got to make you feel good.
And we did go 8-1 in those 14 starts, but because Max is just freaking good. But then Kyle Wright,
that doesn't make mathematical sense.
What? What?
We went 8-1 in 14 starts.
Yeah.
How's that not make sense?
He didn't get the credit for all of them.
He went 8-1. How did we do as a team?
Oh, I don't know. He.
Okay.
I mean, he had a 2.55 ERA, so I mean that's
we probably won most.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to factor in like 2 or 3 of those which were injury shortened. So
that is true.
He probably only had about 11 true starts this year, and he was 8-1 in those.
There you go. He was elite.
Yes.
He is still Max Fried.
Kyle Wright only had 9 starts this year. No, my bad. 7 starts this year, 9 appearances. Was kind of up and down in those, but I think the last appearance at the end of the year that he had was a good step in the right direction. If he makes the postseason roster, it's kind of still up for grabs. I think he might and should, because as we saw last year, he kind of stepped it up at the postseason. Was our best pitcher. Yes, Max and Spencer were going through injury concerns, but he was great.
He's got to be on a short leash, though.
Yeah, and hopefully he's not needed beyond the NLDS, but that third start spot for the NLDS is something that could be pretty important because it's going to be a tough task whoever we face, if it's the Phillies or the Marlins. But I mean, there's a real chance that we're down 1-1 or something like that. And whoever pitches that third game is going to be very, very important, and it'll be on the road. Which, I mean, in Philadelphia, that's a tough place to pitch. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how we handle that. Running through the bullpen real quick. AJ Minter, 70 appearances, 3.76 ERA. He never felt like just straight up dominant, but he was pretty consistent the whole year.
I feel like he can live right there.
Yeah,
he had a horrific start to his season as well.
Yeah, he was like in the 5 or 6s in the ERA, I believe. And he was good. I mean, I think we expect pretty big things out of him from the playoffs. He always steps up as he will. Cowboy Minter will come out.
Absolutely.
Raziel Iglesias, 58 appearances, 33 saves, 2.75 ERA on the year, 1.19 WHIP. I mean, Iglesias is pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
I think he's really starting to find his groove the last couple weeks of the season as well. And I think Iglesias, I'm excited to see him pitch in meaningful postseason baseball. He feels like the kind of guy that's going to like
eat it up,
give it his all. Because I mean, he shows out and is ecstatic for a random July game against the freaking Angels. Like he's going to do everything he can whenever he's on that mound, and pitching in Truist in front of a sold out crowd is going to be electric to see Raziel throw the ball, and he'll probably find a way to throw it 100 just because that adrenaline. I like him a lot though. Looking at the other guys after them too, there's a lot of like question marks of who is the next guy up. You have a group of them, I guess you could call them. Kirby Yates, Joe Jimenez, Pierce Johnson. Who else do we have?
That's the big 3. That will be the next leverage guys, you know. With Pierce Johnson probably being the front runner right now.
Yeah, Pierce Johnson, who we got at the deadline for nothing and came and just pitched solid 0.76 ERA in 24 appearances. No big deal.
Yeah.
He was great. He's got filthy stuff. I like Pierce a lot. I hope he is that next guy up after those two. And then Kirby Yates, I think everyone is uneasy about him, but 61 appearances, which was the second most out of the bullpen behind Minter. Had a 3.28 ERA, so better ERA than Minter. But
dude was good, Clay.
He was good, but it just
he was
there's
good.
just something about him that makes you feel uneasy. The lead never feels safe. Well, if AJ's out there, it feels like he's going to shut him down.
Yep.
And then
I think it's just the way AJ carries himself, though. You know.
Yeah. AJ wants to make you know that he's got to beat you.
And poor Kirby's out there. He's in a full drenched sweat, looking nervous the whole time with a bloodshot face. You know,
and wanting to talk about talking about a great move by AA. My God, if Kirby can be great for us in the postseason, that's just like,
Yep.
and what we got him for nothing, right? We signed him.
Oh, we signed him for like $7 million, I want to say, because he was coming off his like third Tommy John.
Yeah, it didn't cost us much for a guy that was great in Detroit,
legendary. Yeah,
and he comes in, and I mean now he's had to be possibly the third or fourth most important bullpen piece for the best team in baseball.
Yep.
I said Detroit. I meant San Diego.
Yeah, I miss Nutsack.
What?
I miss Nutsack.
Hey, we'll get him back next year. So, yeah, that's the thing. We're going to be even better next year, maybe.
That is true.
Joe Jimenez, though, started off kind of slow at the beginning of the year, ended up finishing with a 3.04 ERA in 59 appearances. I think he's another one kind of like Kirby. You still don't really fully trust, but he just performs. He performs despite what we feel. The numbers never lie. And I think he's someone that we can lean on. The thing is, with Kirby, Jimenez, and Pierce, they're all righties. So the only lefty that we fully feel confident on right now is AJ Minter. Your next one would probably be Brad Hand.
Tonkin.
Is Tonkin a lefty?
I think he is.
He is not.
Ugh.
Your next one is probably Brad Hand, who was not really good this year. What did he have? He had a 7.5 ERA for the Braves in 20 appearances. He did have to do some kind of just clean up duty and just, kind of eat some innings towards the end of the year for us. So that was probably inflated a bit. But he's someone that you do not want to see play the Phillies because I'm pretty sure they've crushed him every time we've thrown him out there. That is one area of weakness, I guess you could say. Dylan Lee being shut down for the year after just having a rough year altogether does come into effect here and hurt us. Looking at other guys that are lefties that we might could use.
That's it. That's literally it.
Yeah.
No, that is it. That's all.
Yeah, pretty much. So AJ's going to have to step up. AJ's going to have to be good. Uncle Jesse, he's back. He's better than ever. What did he finish the year with? Finished the year with a casual 1.56 ERA. He's just the freaking best. Possible opener for Game 3 of the NLDS. And he'll be ready whenever we call upon him. Nick Anderson, there's still kind of questions of if he's ready. I don't think he's going to be, but I know he pitched some in the minors at the end of the year. I don't think he ever made it back up to the pros, though, but there's still a possibility he makes the postseason roster. And then you got a couple other just question marks of they might be an impact player for us in the postseason. AJ Smith-Shawver, Darius Vines, who else do we have here? Alan Winans, who had I think he looked pretty good in most of his starts for us. Who else? Colin McHugh, possibly bring him back. I hope not.
Saw he got activated today.
He did?
From the 15-day, yeah.
Would he be the worst thing?
No, he wasn't
playoff
terrible.
Experience. He didn't have a great year. But
I don't want to see him out I don't want to see him out the pen before AJ, Pierce, Joe, or Kirby.
No.
Or Jesse.
Yeah. He could essentially be our innings eater type of guy.
Yeah.
Or be a second one with Tonkin. Tonkin, you almost can feel that he could be a kind of guy that gets real leverage moments. But it'll be up for debate and we'll have to see. But the most important thing is seeing Max come back healthy from the blisters. He's going to be pitching a simulated game tomorrow in front of a crowd of free fans in Truist Park. Very cool that they're doing that. They're not taking the approach of last year of resting. They're going to be playing baseball. They're going to stay fresh, stay loose, and be ready for whatever comes at them in the NLDS. And then
there's
Charlie
liable
Morton,
to be 20,000 people there tomorrow.
What?
There's liable to be 20,000 people there tomorrow.
Yeah, I would not be shocked if it's pretty freaking packed. Charlie Morton also will be out for the NLDS unless someone gets hurt. But the thing is, if someone gets hurt, they're out for 15 days at least. So whoever that person is that would be the sacrifice for Morton would have to be done for the year, which is something that might be the McHugh role.
Oh yeah. McHugh, man, that arm inflammation's back, man.
Yeah. You could see McHugh do that. Say we're up 2-0 and we go to Philly. Throw McHugh, throw him on the IL. Bring in Charlie. We'll see. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Y'all got anything else to add with the team?
This is an incredible year, man. Historic year. We'll be lucky if we see another one like that, and I really can't believe we did it with Wright and Freed.
Yeah,
doing what they did,
combining for 21 starts.
Yeah, that's insane. So, a lot to look forward to, man. And I feel like Acuna's owed one. He sat out. He sat it out.
What did Snit say in Philly when we clinched?
You get to play in the World Series this year.
That's freaking right, baby.
He's built for this stage. He is.
He loves it, man.
We saw it. We saw it in 2018 against the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. We saw it. He's ready for this moment, and yeah, I mean, we made the run in 2021 with the guys like Soler, Duvall, Jock, Eddie, but at the end of the day, it never felt fully right because we did not have Acuna. But you could kind of live with yourself because you knew we weren't in that situation without first half Acuna that year. But to be going into this season after what Acuna just accomplished and to get to play playoff baseball as the best team in the MLB, Acuna is the best player in baseball. It's just set up to be so freaking good. It's set up
when Freddie caught that last out, like that's who I was looking for when they went to celebrate. It was like, where's Acuna at? You know?
Yeah.
And like I just kind of wanted to see his reaction because I felt so bad for the guy.
Yeah.
Because I knew how important he was and how big of a player. I mean, he's a generational talent.
Yeah. I mean, without Acuna's first half that year, we don't trade for Jock. We don't trade for Soler.
That's right.
No, we're in a rough spot, man.
We might honestly, if Acuna isn't what he was in that first half,
Freddie
might have been traded. Yeah. Freddie might have been traded at that deadline.
It's possible.
I mean, there was a lot of things that could have gone very differently that year. But yeah, can't wait to freaking watch these guys on the big stage again. Playoff baseball, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. Yeah, anything else you want to add to that?
Kind of like what Kyle said. I saw on Twitter, somebody was like, you will more than likely never see a season like we just had again. So I hope you all enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like quite literally will probably never happen again. That's how historic it was. So it was awesome. It was a heck of a journey. But now the fun starts.
Yeah, now the stuff that we've been stressing over all freaking year.
It matters.
Yeah. Now we get to differentiate ourselves from the 90s Braves.
Yeah.
That is correct.
It's championship or bust. Yeah. Championship or bust. As hard as it is to say it, like anything less than a championship would be a disappointment.
But when you're a Braves fan, like you eat division championships for breakfast, you know, like we've always had them.
It's just normal.
Yeah, we expect it, but like we want the ship. Want the World Series, man.
Let's run through the playoff bracket real quick, and then we can get out of here. So in the NL, let's start there. You have the Braves. We just talked about them. Taking the 1 seed, 104 wins. 2 seed, who do you think it would be? No other than the Dodgers. 100 wins. They got that on the last day of the season. They're going to be tough. They're not the Dodgers that they were. They definitely have weaknesses. Their pitching staff is very questionable. It's pretty much Clayton Kershaw and rookie Bobby Miller, and then a bunch of thrown together guys like Lance Lynn, who just isn't very good. I mean, they have question marks, but at the same time, you still got to fear them. They're the Dodgers. They got Mookie Betts. They got Freddie Freeman. Max Muncy. Chris Taylor. Like Kiki Hernandez, who will come through. Will Smith. Like so many of them guys are.
So many bad memories in the playoffs.
Yeah, they're built for this moment, and just seeing that freaking Dodgers jersey on the other side will make you stress. Something. It will make you stress right there. And they're going to be hard to beat no matter who they're playing or how bad they are. They're still the Dodgers. And they had a down season and they won 100 games. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
And a pretty good West still, honestly. I mean, the Padres were kind of down this year, but the D-backs were still good. Giants were competitive. Rockies sucked, but I mean the other three teams, 79, 82, and 84 wins, which is
it was a better division top to bottom than what the East was.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Maybe.
The Nationals and Mets weren't competing for a playoff spot.
Yeah, but the Mets only finished five back of the Giants still. And then the Nationals finished 12 ahead of the Rockies. Nationals won 71 games. Number 3 spot in the NL is the Brewers, 92 wins. Did lose Brandon Woodruff for the wild card round and possibly the playoffs, they're saying. Not sounding good there. He's not their 1, he is their 2, but that's one of the things that the Brewers have been leaning on is their pitching because they don't really score runs. 728 runs scored this year, which is 119 less than the Braves. No, my bad. 219 less than the Braves.
Yeah.
We scored 947. They scored 728, which is
like 1.5 runs a game.
Yeah, less. They scored 11 more than the Mets. That's not very good. But on the other hand, runs allowed 647, which was the least in the National League. So that they lean on that pitching staff of Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta. Going down, Woodruff though does put more pressure on them and the offense to succeed. Burns will still be Burns; he's going to be great, and Peralta's pretty good. So I think they'll be fine. They'll be going up against the 6th seed Diamondbacks, who are starting not Zach Gallen or Merrill Kelly game 1. They're starting some like rookie named Peffer or something like that. Brandon Peffer. No idea who he is. He's like a 5 ERA.
Taft.
Yeah.
He's like one of the top prospects.
Yeah, he's got like a 5 ERA, but I think they said he's been better the last couple of starts. And Gallen and Kelly both had to pitch late to help them be here. So I think they'll be okay with that. So it'll be Burns versus the rookie.
That's a tall order.
Yeah. So you're expecting Burns to win that one, but then on the other hand, you'll get Zach Gallen and Merrill Kelly to win the next 2 for you. So if they can sneak away with game 1, the Diamondbacks are in very, very good spot. What are y'all expecting from that series? Thinking Brewers pull it out?
People are thinking the Brewers might make it to the NLCS.
Really?
Yeah,
that was before the Woodruff injury.
Yeah, you see, with Woodruff, I could see Burns, Woodruff, Peralta being pretty tough for the Dodgers, but
that would be nice for us. But I don't think it's going to play out like that.
Yeah,
me neither.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. The Diamondbacks are tough, man. They're tough. I wouldn't be shocked if they win this series.
They put up a lot of runs, don't they?
746.
Not a ton, man.
So yeah, actually, I expected them to score a lot more than that.
Yeah,
I think they kind of cooled off down towards the end of the year.
Because they were hot
nobody
early.
talks about Corbin Carroll anymore after like the All-Star break.
Yeah, even though he was still great, and he's still a really good player, but he wasn't an MVP candidate like he was early in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's super young too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna go Brewers in that series just because but I would not be shocked if it goes either way. And on the other side, Phillies getting the 1 seed, getting the number 1 wild card spot, and then the Marlins miraculously having a great end of the season, thanks to the Braves knocking out the Cubs. And the Marlins got the number 5 seed and will be facing off against the Phillies on the all NL East side of the bracket. I think it's a tough matchup for the Phillies. It is going to be Wheeler and Nola game 1 and 2 versus Luzardo and Braxton Garrett for the Marlins. So it's pretty much best on best, 1 and 2. And the Marlins are sneaky, man. They only scored.
You don't like to see a division opponent in the playoffs. You just don't.
And I think, Chance, you looked at it yesterday. Didn't the Marlins win the season series?
7-6.
Yeah. So that right there, and the last series they played in September, the Marlins won 2 of the 3, and they weren't even fully healthy then. You got Soler back. He had been banged up. You got Arias. You got playoff guys like Yuli Gurriel. You got the Jake Berger guy from the White Sox. You got Jazz, who is, I'm sure, ready to play on this stage.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to be.
Let's put it this way: we're all Marlins fans in this podcast right now.
Yes,
that's right.
Yes. Hey, they got Jorge.
So,
they got Jorge.
They do. They have one of our own.
He's our hero. Swing and a drive. They only scored 666 runs. Talking about offense,
yeah, they're not good.
But
that's another reason why I'd rather see them.
No, Sandy Alcantara does suck. Just
I hate
because,
that for him.
Yeah, the Marlins. I mean, he is the reason why they're still
on the
competing.
map.
Honestly, I mean, last year he was historically great, and then this year they kind of put a team around him, and he wasn't great to start the year, but he's still solid. I think I hope the Marlins can do it. The Phillies just feel inevitable, and it just feels like we're destined for that series. And my God, would it be tough to face them and then the Dodgers? It would
it feels right though.
Yeah, it feels like what's going to happen. But I'm very excited to watch that, and they get the primetime slate, right, Champs?
Yeah, 7:00.
Yeah, so 7:00 in the ESPN tomorrow. On every night. The schedules are the same every night, or the times are. So that'll be very cool. Rangers Rays got the early slate. Yeah, I'm thinking the Phillies win that one, and then it'll be set up for Phillies Braves. And we'll bring you another pod before
Brewers,
that.
Dodgers, Phillies, Braves.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen.
I can see it.
But at the same time, I wouldn't be shocked if it's the other way. They honestly are almost toss-ups. I think the Brewers and Phillies are slight favorites, but I could see it going the other way, and I would not be terribly surprised. But I would be very happy.
We got to hope the Phillies bats come out cold, like they're prone to do sometimes, and
at Citizens Bank
that's
Park,
what happens.
That's going to be.
I know it's tough.
It's going to be rocking.
Yeah.
Shout out to the Marlins, though. I've never really hated them. I've hated Jose Urena.
You can't. Yeah.
Jose Urena, you hate him for throwing at Ronnie. But...
Yeah, I was about to say, I swear, if they come out and they win that series and they throw at Ronnie the first game, I'm going to lose my mind.
Ronnie might hit 6 homers in that series.
Ronnie owns them. That's true.
Yeah.
Let's look at the AL real quick.
Poppy.
So the freaking Orioles, second most wins
Good
in
for
baseball, man. 101 wins.
What a feel-good team, man.
It's awesome. And they just signed a 30-year extension with Camden Yards, which is like the number one spot I want to go to as a baseball fan. I love their field.
If there was ever a team full of babyface assassins.
And they all look the same. Have you seen that picture on Facebook?
Yeah. They all look like little kids, man.
It's all just white kids with a little bit of long hair. Like they all look like they all play travel ball.
And they did it the right way, man.
Yeah, they did. They
did it the
right
way.
Like they go to OCS. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Yeah. Very good point. 101 wins is crazy. AL East was tough this year, as it always is. Kind of crazy to see the Yankees and Red Sox being the bottom of the league, but hey, it's a new era.
Awesome.
I think everyone in the world is rooting for the Orioles in the AL.
Yeah.
It's hard not to.
Yes.
Like that's a team that if the Braves lost to them in the World Series, I wouldn't be that hurt.
No.
Just because it's cool.
I mean, I would be pissed, but I mean, it would be cool to watch
them
play.
Yeah, I'd probably grow to hate everyone on their team that series.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I would be able to watch ESPN the next couple of days. I'd be able to watch it.
It's the Orioles.
Now, if we lost somebody else, I probably couldn't turn on the television.
Yeah, pretty much.
So something I saw today, like our local connection to the Orioles, Mr. Zach Watson, is getting a tryout with the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that's how you know your career's over.
But it's not a bad move.
No, I don't
it'd be fun at least. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Next, the 2 seed. Oh, my bad. The 2 seed will be the because the MLB is stupid. The 2 seed will be the Astros because they won a division, and the 99 win and 9 more win than the Astros Rays want to be a wild card team.
Yep.
That's what happens when you win the 4th most games in baseball. The Astros, they're inevitable. As we've said pretty much about the Braves offense all year, it's inevitable. The Astros are inevitable. They say they somehow won the division over the Rangers and the Mariners. Tight race to the end, and I don't think anyone's doubting the Astros. It's hard, honestly, not to name them the favorites in the AL, just because they're the Astros. They haven't had an incredible year. The pitching's kind of been down, but they still got the guys. You're never gonna doubt Jordan, Altuve, Bregman, Tucker.
Or the Dodgers.
Exactly. I think they've been to the ALCS 5 straight years, 6 straight years, something like that. And they'll probably get there again.
It gets under my skin with all these Astro fans around here. I realize Houston's pretty close, so they don't really have a choice. But I don't know.
Yeah,
they win
for the sake of the podcast, let it be Astros. Let it be Astros Braves.
And then we can get
great content.
Yeah, we can get Bill on.
Yeah, it would be a great content. But the Astros,
as long as he doesn't pop a Cialis, then he'll have to leave the pod.
I think
sorry, guys, gotta go.
I think everyone is scared of them. I mean, if there's anyone I'm scared of in the AL, it is them. Just because I
fear God.
I know what they are, though. How do y'all feel about them?
I fear the Phillies more.
The Rays and their pitching, man.
I
always feel like they're there though,
And we don't play well in Tropicana Field.
I don't think anyone does.
Yeah.
53-28 at home. So no one plays good there.
Yeah.
Which is what were the Braves? Yeah, the Braves were 52-29 at home, so they were even better than us at our place.
We were even. We were the exact same on the home and road.
We've got
at home and on the road.
Oh crap! Yeah,
but we've always been a good road team.
Yeah.
We're good at taking it wherever we go.
Last year we were better on the road, weren't we? Or the year before? There was one year we were better on the road than at home.
Yeah, I think that was the World Series run team.
Okay. That was a funky year.
The number 3 seed in the AL, the Tampa Bay Rays, 99 wins. Obviously, no Wander Franco. Big factor for them after his wild cases going on there. That does hurt them from a baseball standpoint. But the Rays are still, if anyone can overcome a top 15, 20 player in baseball,
predator.
Yeah, just disappearing from your team, it's the Rays.
He'll probably never play baseball again, right?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But that's the thing. The Rays are still going to be good. The Rays lost him and continued to go on to win 99 games. They just build players and grow them on freaking trees. They called up a top shortstop, Junior Candelario or whatever. They called him up. He's probably going to be the next Wander. Hopefully on the field, not off the field.
Yeah.
But the Rays are going to be good, as Kyle mentioned, their pitching staff and the way that they handle their pitching, which is one of the weirder things you'll see in the sport. It's more of the new style where you don't really want to give a guy the ball and say, hey, you're getting 7 or 8 innings from you, but they'll do everything they can. They'll open it with a player one day, and then he might pitch in the freaking 7th inning the next. They'll do whatever they want, and it works. They're going to be scary. Randy Rosarena, big game player. He loves the big stage, and he's a player that I like to watch play as well. Plays with that good energy, kind of like Ronnie. Yeah, and then the number 4 seed, the Rangers, who hot start to the year, kind of cooled down after the All-Star break, but they found their groove again at the end, and yeah, they did choke away the division, which might cost them because now instead of getting that bye, you have to play the freaking Rays.
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
It's a tough swing there, but I think they've got a shot.
Did themselves.
Yeah, I think they've got a shot.
Their offense.
They've got a great offense. Yeah.
Yes. Corey Seager, Marcus Semien.
Mm-hmm.
Still got Max Scherzer as a pitcher. Wait, he got shut down, right?
Yeah, he's out, isn't he?
Is he back or is he down forever?
I don't know because I know we'll find out in the morning. But I thought there was rumors of Tommy John because of elbow inflammation.
Or
while you're looking at that, man, I more than anything, I kind of feel for the Rangers fan base, because if a fan base around here deserves to have a good season, it's the Rangers.
Yeah,
they're pretty loyal.
Yeah,
and they've never won one.
Yeah.
13 hours ago, Scherzer shoulder has been limited to flat ground work since throwing a light bullpen session last Wednesday.
Yeah, so he's done.
So he's not. Yeah, he's the news whenever he went to the IL was out for regular season, but no surgery. So probably not an NLDS appearance. Probably not nothing. But there's a possible chance, given how far they go in the playoffs, he could pitch eventually.
Well, they'll be done around Thursday or Friday.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
So, I hate to be like that, but yeah.
Yeah.
Who you gonna trust? Jordan Montgomery? Get out of here.
Eovaldi still pitching?
Yeah.
He's fine. Andrew Heaney. Martin Perez, he's still out there. I
think they kept him.
Yeah. John Gray. But Marcus Semien, Adolis Garcia, Corey Seager, Josh Jung. They got the lineup. Corey Seager in the playoffs is something that you will have to fear.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is terrifying.
He's been there and done it so many times.
Yeah. I don't want to play him. I know that.
Yeah.
I mean, there might not be a player in baseball if you're more as a Braves fan than Corey Seager. Whenever he goes to the plate, he's gonna do damage. The Rangers, though, hopefully they can pull it out just for the sake of the locals. But yeah, I don't think they have a great shot against the Rays in Tropicana.
That's the worst matchup so far I've seen.
Yeah. And then last matchup we'll talk about, Toronto versus the Twins. The Twins finishing with 87 wins, the 7th most in the AL. But guess what? They're the freaking 3 seed because that's how baseball works. Less wins than the Mariners, who will not get to play playoff baseball. But they won the division because they played the freaking Royals and the Tigers and the Guardians and the White Sox.
Hey, guess what? Jeff Passan has them in the ALCS.
The Twins?
Yes.
Beating the Astros?
Yeah, losing to the Rays.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Yes. ALCS.
I mean, Sonny Gray had a good year. Joe Ryan. Carlos Correa revenge game against the Astros. That'd be fun.
Something, man. It's something.
That'd be fun.
That would be cool.
They haven't won a playoff game in 20 years, though, right? Or I think they've lost their last 21. Is that what it is?
It's something bad, yeah.
Because they always play the Yankees and they just can't win.
Because he dropped the line. I know they haven't won a playoff game in a very long time, so this seems far-fetched.
I think it's their last 21 games they have not won. So that's probably over 15 years or so. Probably since Joe Mauer.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. But yeah, Twins versus Blue Jays. That right there just sounds like a afternoon playoff baseball game. Shockingly, It's not the earliest game. It's actually at 3:30 instead of 2:00. But I mean,
Canadians involved.
Yeah, I'll tune in. Why not? It's gonna be weird watching baseball at Minnesota. That's a weird field.
He said maybe the Twins are just due.
That's optimistic.
I'm not gonna doubt Correa.
No.
I mean, whatever they want.
Everybody building off of the former Astros teams.
Is Buxton playing?
I would imagine.
Buxton did not participate in the on-field workout Monday.
Which that means nothing. It's an on-field workout.
19 days ago, they planned on him returning this season. He hasn't been great. He's batting .207, but he's still Buxton. So
Toronto's fun though. I mean, they're young.
Yeah.
Toronto
versus the Astros would be an interesting series. Another revenge aspect: George Springer versus the Astros. So you're either getting Springer or Correa versus the Astros. Yeah, so that'll be fun either way. Playoff baseball, though, it's going to be great. I'm excited to watch. I'm going to watch whoever tomorrow just because it's baseball and get to kick my feet back and relax for about 4 days until Saturday, man.
Cool.
Saturday. Can't freaking wait.
It's here. It's crazy to think about.
Oh, look, ESPN already has TBS up for the NLDS, so that is something. Has TBS for the Braves and the Dodgers.
What time Saturday?
They don't know that yet. We're praying to God it's not freaking afternoon games.
So ESPN must own the wild card.
Maybe. But yeah, we're hoping no New York teams, no Chicago teams. I mean, who's more exciting in baseball than the freaking Braves?
Exactly.
We're getting the national attention this year.
Yeah. And there's only one true West Coast team.
Yeah.
And that's the Dodgers.
Yep.
So hopefully we get the 6:20, maybe even 7 o'clock first pitch game.
Give us a night game. We deserve it.
Man, a night game in Truist. I'm here for it.
Lights out.
And Kyle, I don't know if you've seen Chance has already drawn out the potential path to the World Series. We will not play on a Sunday. Straight up. We can play every game possible. Game 5, Game 7, Game 7, and we'll not play on a Sunday.
That works for me.
I'm all in for that.
Yes.
For the sake of church and football. No Sundays. That is, it kind of feels weird because will kind of miss coming home from like Sunday night church and be like, yeah, it's playoff baseball time. But yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah. We'll just have to sacrifice a couple Saturdays of LSU football that no longer matters.
Well, yeah, it'll be all right.
It's dead.
Already. But yeah, y'all got anything else?
Man, I'm excited, dude.
I'm so ready.
It's a good time to be a fan.
I'm glad to get back on here and do this.
Excited.
We'll bring y'all another pod. Hopefully, maybe a little mini preview whenever we get. Matters how long we have in advance. From the NLDS, from the wild card.
If it goes to Game 3, then that'd be a no-go for me.
Yeah, it'd be kind of tough. Do you play Thursday?
No, I play Friday.
So we could do one Thursday night after the clinch.
Yeah, but they play at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's true, and it's playoff, so that'll go to like 10:30.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, we'll get you something out there. Go Braves! Chop on.
Chop on.
What's our new saying, Champs?
One in Atlanta? I can't remember.
As one ATL, maybe?
One in ATL?
Let me see.
I didn't like it that much, I'm not going to lie.
I'll be listening to Outkast for like the next week.
Yeah.
Hashtag as one.
As one ATL. That's
one ATL.
Okay.
Great hype video as well on the social media.
As always.
We play, we fight, we cheer, we win as one. Feels. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Freaking time, man. It's time.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's time. Go Braves. Anything else?
Bedtime.
All right.
Let's go.